good morning. What do you guys think about my hair color? I don't know if I like it. I don't know. I don't know. I need to shampoo my hair. Let's have a story time because why not? I have no friends, so I might as well just talk to you guys. Honestly, I feel like we're friends at this point, right? Okay, so I work at a hair salon, right? This lady comes in on Monday. Today is Thursday. She comes in on Monday. I open my store at 9 o'clock, okay? She comes in at 9:45. First of all, it's very early. Why are you here? It's very early. So, also, allergies have gotten to me. So I sound congested. It's okay. So she comes in and she's like, hey, I need you to fix this if you can. And I was like, what are you talking about? Because in my head, girl, your hair's just in a ponytail. No, the whole back of her head, I mean, the only section that's out is like, she parted her hair like here. So this little bit, okay, is the only part that is out and like normal. The rest of her hair is matted. It's matted. I haven't experienced somebody having matted hair like that in a couple of years. So she's like, either we can cut it off, or if you can get it out, I would love to keep my hair. But it's whatever you can do. Mind you, my salon is a walk-in salon. So we don't book appointments. When somebody walks in, you got to take them. So instead of me saying like, oh, I'm not going to have the time, like it's not cohesive with how the salon works here for me to help you with your hair today. I did the opposite and I was like, I can do that. So I was like, come sit down. So we start talking and just having a conversation. You know, I'm trying to figure out what the fuck happened and why her hair is like this. So I don't even have to ask any questions. Sis sits down, starts telling me, well, I've been homeless for the last 20 months. Me and my husband, who I've been married to for 19 years, got a divorce. And the house burnt down. I was in prison for 120 days. And I was like, what? We just burned through a number of very crazy things to talk about. Like, what? In like 2 seconds. I mean, she just bop, 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 quick. So then she's sitting there explaining, oh, my husband was a piece of shit, but I married him when I was very young, and that's just kind of how it goes. He didn't love me. He was abusive, all this, that, and the third. And then she doesn't really touch on the house burning down. She doesn't really touch on the jail. She was in jail, not prison. She does say that she was like, it's not like Orange is the New Black in there. I was like, what? She said, you know, in Orange is the New Black, it looks like it's a lot of fun. Everybody's fucking everybody. I was like, what? Okay. And so she was saying that she's been homeless, and she's like, I just haven't been shampooing my hair. So your hair doesn't just get matted from you not like shampooing it. It gets matted because you don't literally brush it. When a tangle gets in there, you just leave it and keep putting it up, you know, putting it back in a ponytail, or like just literally leaving it and sleeping and rolling and whatever. And for a white person with thin hair, she didn't even have thin hair. She just had straight hair. It was like a normal thickness. It was a normal like texture. It wasn't highly textured or anything. So she didn't have any curl, didn't have any wave, none of that. So it didn't make any sense because my hair is like that. And I can go days. I can go over a week without combing my hair and I don't get tangles. And I do a lot of shit to my hair too. So I'm like, shit, this must have happened like a minute ago. So she's just sitting here explaining like her little life experiences recently. And so then she comes in with a man, and I thought, you know, if you're walking in with a man, I'm like, okay, so this is either like your brother, your man, or friend. So he asks if either of us want anything to eat, because it's 9:45. It's like, you know, typically people eat breakfast after they get up and like fart around for a little bit. I'm like, no, I'm good. Don't worry about it. And she's like, could you go get me something to drink? So then he heads over. My salon's right beside a Publix. So he heads over to Publix and gets something to drink for her. So as he's gone, she says, he's such a nice man, but he just can't get it up. And I was like, what? So then she says, he just can't get it up. So last night we went and got fucked up across the street. It's this Chinese restaurant across the street. And we got so fucked up. I don't usually drink, but he got me drunk off my ass. I had to drive us back to his condo and everything. And he wanted it, but he couldn't get it up. I was like, oh my God. I love that energy because I like talking about inappropriate things. I was just surprised that it kind of just slapped me in the face, you know, like that was pretty open. That must be how I sound to other people. That's funny. I didn't make that connection till just now. That's funny. So then he gets back, and then at this time, like, other customers are coming in, and I'm having to tell them, like, you got to give me some time. My next stylist is going to come in at this time, so they'll be able to take care of you then, and things like that. So another man comes in, he sits down. Turns out both of the men are like very intelligent people, like book smart. So they're sitting there talking about, what did we start? We started talking about Harry and Meghan. And to begin with, it just started it was just like a social thing, like, oh, we're just talking about, you know, world events or whatever, celebrity shit. And then the men that were there, they started talking about like historical shit. And so then we're sitting there, me and the lady, and like, we don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They're giving us all sorts of different titles, names, history, and like, oh, well, this happened because back in the 1400s, this king and this queen and his wife and parliament at that time and all this stuff. So then everybody's just, we're all four of us are just having like really honestly, genuinely good conversation. And time just keeps moving along. So throughout all of this, I'm over here picking her hair out. When the hair gets matted like that, typically, how I like to get matted hair out, or how I like to get hair detangled, I just take a wide tooth comb and take one of the teeth of the comb and literally pick at the hair section and pull out little hairs as I go. But the whole point is to try to, you know, save as much hair as you can. Regardless, everybody loses about 100 strands of hair a day. So if she has had this matted hair for 20 months, that's a lot of hair that should have been falling out over this time. So, you know, we just got spools of hair everywhere. I mean, it's crazy, like literally everywhere. So then we're all just sitting there having a conversation. Everything's gravy. And Time keeps going and going and going. The other man, I just cut his hair really quick. He leaves, and then we go back to talking about whatever and fixing her hair and everything like that. So then eventually I get all of the hair out. I get all of it out, okay? I detangle her hair completely. She comes in and thinks that I'm gonna have to cut all of her hair off. She thinks that I'm gonna have to take my clippers and buzz her head. But I got all of the hair out. So this is like a huge accomplishment within itself. I didn't take any fucking pictures. I'm so mad at myself. So mad. So mad. So then since she's there anyways, I'm like, let's shampoo your hair. Let's cut it. I'm going to style it a little bit. So that's what we do. This woman looks phenomenal. Like, so good. She came in literally homeless, staying with this man that she met a week ago. Sidebar. He was driving down the street and saw her. She was homeless a week ago. He stopped, asked her if she was okay. One thing led to another. She's living with him now. I don't know. I don't know. So she comes in homeless. And she leaves and looks so good. So good. I can't even. So the man is just flabbergasted. I tried to do the whole like reveal thing, you know, I'm over here blow drying her hair, not letting him see for real, and then I spin her around. He said, Aubrey, she looks amazing. And says to her, you look so beautiful. And genuinely means it. It was so cute. I can't even say. I don't even. And you know, I have days where I'm really like, I don't really care about hair. I do it because I'm good at it. It comes easy to me. I'm very good at talking to people. It's artistic. And I've been doing it for some years, so it's literally second nature to me. But in that moment, I was like, no, like I did the fucking thing. I did that shit. And she looks amazing. She felt so good. I wish that I could have like actually recorded all of it and shown the reveal and everything, because she literally looked like a whole new person. She looked like the color came back into her. Like crazy. So then we're done. I give them, so I charged way too little. So in like a normal full service salon where like I would be renting a booth or whatever, or I make commission, I literally would have charged her at least $150 to detangle that, because it was worth that. Honestly, it was worth more. So she came in at 9:45 and she left at 2 p.m. on the dot. 9:45. So that was 5 hours and 15 minutes. 5 hours and 15 minutes of me doing her hair. Yeah, so it was worth way more than $150, to be honest. But the place that I work at, I don't know. I haven't ever told you guys like where I work, but I don't think I want to, just because Atlanta's kind of small if you live in Atlanta. Yeah. Who cares? I work at Great Clips. So, there's literally no option for me to like say, oh, it's gonna be this much money. So all that I charged her for was a haircut, shampoo, and a blow dry. I didn't even charge her for the blow dry. So he paid $30 something. And then at places like this, stylists, we, even as the manager, we don't get anything from the haircuts and stuff. So like, we make money off of tips. If y'all didn't know that, please realize that. Barbershops, hair salons, if it's a place where you go into a corporate building, they don't make that money. So tip them accordingly, please. And then he tips me $30. I've been tipped more than $30 just for a basic haircut. So I was already like, ugh. And he comes in talking about that he has this business and da-da-da-da. Then again, it's a man, so he's not used to tipping more, and he probably thought the $30 was a lot. So then I have a bad taste in my mouth just a little bit, but more than anything, I'm so proud of myself, and I'm so happy that she feels beautiful, because that's the whole point. Like, I wanted to make her day, and I did. So I shouldn't be like shitty about it. So then fast forward 3 days. I get into work, and the man comes in, and he's like, hey, do you remember me? And I was like, yeah, you were in with what's her face the other day. And he's like, yeah, I just wanted to tell you that I really appreciate what you did. And we left here and we went to Target and got her clothes, and she just feels so amazing now, and you made that happen, and I just really appreciate you. And he hands me a thank you card, and then in the card it basically says the same thing but more in depth, and gave me $25 cash as well. So I was just so stoked that he came back and handed me a card. Like, I truly do appreciate the cash, because your girl is struggling. But, like, sometimes I really do feel like I do way too much at this job, and when customers like that come in and then they come back and they show their appreciation and they really like validate me as a stylist in this profession, it makes me rethink things. I'm like, well, shit, maybe I should kind of do this forever, even though I don't get compensated right. I'm not appreciated by the company, well, by the owner. My staff appreciates me like the general manager does, but the owner, she doesn't. So it's like, you know, does that make sense? Is that weird? I just feel like hopefully I do eventually one day own a business. But I just hope that when I do, my staff never feels unappreciated. I don't ever want to do that, because it's a shitty feeling, and you shouldn't, my personal opinion, you shouldn't have a company if you can't compensate your staff correctly, and you shouldn't have a company if you can't show appreciation, because if they weren't there, you wouldn't have this company. You wouldn't be making a profit. So you should show that appreciation. And regardless, like, you should appreciate them as people. Like, they could work anywhere, but they choose to work for you. So treat them accordingly. But my point being said is, I had this little ugly duckling come in, and I got to turn her into a beautiful swan. And it just made my day. Honestly, it made my week. Like, I'm still on a high from it, and today's Thursday. This shit happened Monday. So, like, I don't know. I'm just so appreciative of it. It's a beautiful thing. And that's the shit that I like about doing hair. You get that connection. Like, she left and she was like, shit, come here. Come on, let me give you a hug. And I was like, yes, bitch, come here. Let me hug you. Like, we just went through so much together. And we did. We went through so much. Like, this bitch was dying. Her little scalp was hurting. I'm over here picking her hair out. And the whole time she's like, I'm never letting it get like this again. And I'm like, you better not. You'll have to go through this again, or you can just cut it all off. But I knew that I could fix it, so I'm not going to cut it off. You deserve to have beautiful hair. You deserve to feel confident. Like, everybody does. Even no matter what situation you're in, like, you should feel amazing about yourself. I don't care what anybody says. And if they say any different, like, fuck you, bro. No. People should be able to feel good as fuck about themselves. You only get to live one life, and you're the only version of you. There's nobody else that's you. So, like, fucking appreciate yourself. And if you don't, man, do some words of affirmation every day. Sit in the mirror and tell yourself, I'm beautiful, I'm worthy, I matter, I'm worth it, I deserve to be happy. Shit like that, you know? Whatever. My damn nose is stopped up. Okay. That's my story time. I'm gonna go. Hope you guys have a great day. I like these nails. I don't know if I like them. Tell me if y'all like my hair. I don't think I like it. I think it might be a little bit too dark. Or maybe it's just too solid. The roots are pretty dark. But the mid-strand and ends, they're pretty solid colored, and usually I go for more of like a random. I like a faded look better. Maybe I like it more when it fades. I don't know. Look at this acne, y'all. Okay, I need to get the fuck off of here. I hope you guys have a great day. I'm gonna make a video in a couple of days to refer back to the whole weight loss shit. Thank you for watching. Leave me some comments so we can communicate. Like I said, I don't have any friends, so you guys are. Okay, have a good day. Bye.